Okay, so after all the X-Acto knifing, this is what we have so far. I'm planning on using these little bits here that I cut off the shoulder pad as kind of a foot extension for adding to it. What I have to do though to get the foot on it is I'm going to have to hollow out the inside here so that it can scoop onto the foot and actually fit as the outside of it. I'm going to use these pieces. I'm going to slice off the horn and take one of those leg pieces and put it on top of it so it'll actually overlap where the horn was. And I'm going to use that as his right side shoulder pad. That's what's going to be on that side. On the opposite side, this is going to be the very large section. This is the base of the rim, which I cut so that it can fit to this. I'm going to be gluing them together and attaching them. And then this is where I'm going to drape down eventually the parts that are going to be a curtain are going to be draping down from this, or a cape I should say. And those are going to be attached to the other shoulder. So we'll have it something like this on this side. Very large. So what I have to do is, since it's pretty bulky on the inside, is remove some of this here, get rid of that bulk so it's a little lighter weight, and saw off the horn. So now it's in two pieces. So now I'm going to be trying to attach this to the head so that we got one piece. But what I'm going to need to do is start hollowing out and getting rid of the section here so that this piece will fit in its place. And this is thin enough that I should be able to cut it with my X-Acto. I think actually, yeah, there's two pieces of plastic to this. There's a rubbery part that's cutting very easily, and then there's unfortunately this harder plastic which is getting in my way. So I'm going to have to use a slightly harder thing to get through this section here to cut out the whole section there. And I'm going to cut through from underneath. Now cut off the rest of that. So now these two pieces mostly join together to make what's going to be the shoulder pad on the one side. When I get to the point where I'm gluing, I'm going to actually attach these two pieces to each other and then fill in the gap in between with some carbon plastic. I have to do some painting on this one when I'm done to get everything 100% finished. That's the way that piece looks now. So we can set that aside here. This side I'm just going to do some hollowing out to get rid of the excess because it's a pretty heavy piece. Now we're going to hollow out the tips of the feet, which is going to be a very careful operation because it's going the blade is going to want to skip and hit my thumb. So, gotta be careful. So now I'm going to be taking the bracelet and detaching it from the rest of the part. So now I've got the bracelet detached from the one part there. So that's one. Alright, so what I've done now is I've got the piece detached. I used the X-Acto knife, as you saw, to take off all the bits of nastiness from it and just get it down. Then I used the drill in order to go inside of it and hollow out the ring so that it's set to go. Now what I plan on using this piece for is I'm going to put it on his arm, like so, and I'm going to use that's going to brace the head that's going to be attached along with this. This will make his rather large shoulder pad, and then to counterbalance this will be on the other side. So if we attach a little feet on there, that's where we kind of stand right now with him. These parts here are going to end up being his sword, so he's going to have a really large sword sticking out the one side. This is going to be the sword arm, and this over here is going to be where there's the cape hanging off of that arm. Or at least that's how it's going to go so far. And then a head in the middle. So now that we have those pieces pretty well started, I'm going to now do the difficult part of detaching this top part of Mandarin Spawn's head in order to start attaching a face to that thing.